Hey everybody, Norm from Tested here, and once again, we have in our studio photographer Johnny Wu. Johnny, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, how are you?
Doing great, and you've brought quite a setup today. This is a full diorama that you've built up for a bunch of different components, and we're gonna get another photography demo. Now, what do we have here?
So we have two different docks. This is made by the very talented Terrafoamer. They're both, you can position them however you want, they're modular. This one here is actually magnetized, so it's in an L shape now, but you can take it apart and you can have them as separate docks here. Same thing with this one. They're separate. You can position them however you want, and then you can dress it with all these different accessories you see here.
There's so much scenic detail. What I love is that you've designed this up to be one cohesive unit, but things like the crates are all modular. Even the front of the dock, the wood panels here, and it's a really a big testament to your collaborators, the people who make these elements.
They're crazy talented.
The weathering, I mean, you're showing me even here.
The rust on here,
the rust, and the lights.
Yeah, they work, the lights are working lights.
Practical lights.
Yeah, so that's the extra amount of the detail that was put into this thing really takes it over the top.
I mean, it really evokes almost like being on a soundstage in a movie set, and how the art department and production design have to build up scenes, but you don't have to build up the entire scene. Like there is definitely an end there, but you're masking it because you're then stacking up
composition, angles, perspective. You can hide all this stuff.
Now, the subjects today, you have a couple of figures on the docks. Can we talk about some of these? Because I see Popeye, and it's from Mezco.
Right,
and I know it's one of your favorites.
He is, yeah. He's quickly become one of my favorite figures to shoot.
A great sculpt. I mean, just the detail on his hands, the arms, that unique Popeye face.
Yeah.
And as we saw last time, some custom clothing as well, right?
Right. So on this one here, we have a custom raincoat made by CJ, CJCM. Talked about his work before. It's fully wired and everything. It's actually waterproof. So like the water beads up on it and everything. It's really a perfect touch to this figure, just takes it over the top. You can add another element to your photos when you're photographing him, especially in a scene like this where you can imagine him walking down the dock and it's raining and everything. He needs a coat.
And for those of us who grew up in the 90s, of course, one of our favorite characters, Raphael.
Yep, in the trench coat. So
so broody.
So this is another CJ thing here. He fully tailored the coat, got the hat here, the backpack, and then also the bandana that's wired so you can position that however you want to emulate if it's like windy or something like that. It's just, it's the best. Honestly, it's wired as well, so you can position that however to make the cape look, or the jacket look like it's flowing in the wind, all that stuff. So really amazing.
Because even though these are static toys, static clothing, static sets, one of the things you do is bring motion and bring aliveness to the scene. Very cool. I know you also have some animals here, just things you found online.
Yeah, the little animals. They're just picked up online. They, add another element to the photo, just like everything else here, to piece everything together to add to your story.
Everything at 1/12 scale. You were telling me that even though the figures themselves and accessories are 1/12 scale, you don't necessarily need to have everything at 1/12, right?
No, definitely not.
Well, we'll let you set up your lights, because there are your lights here, and get ready to take a photo and see how it looks.
Cool, sounds good.
So Johnny, that was two different takes, and very different even though you're using the same essential elements. That first one, you did fog, you had almost a bigger setup.
It's a wider shot.
Wider shot. You did it in landscape as opposed to portrait orientation.
Right.
What were you doing to hide the edges?
So basically it helps having a macro because everything is super tight anyways. So basically, it's, even though I'm not that close, I'm super close because of the lens. So that's a big part of it. And then just knowing what the actual part of the story that I want to tell most is. So in the first shot, you see Popeye sitting on the dock with the dog. main focus, and then the rest you can just start cutting out the fat from there. That's usually how I'll do it. I'll be like, okay, main focus, and then I'm like, is there too much space on the right? You don't have any. I don't like a lot of negative space in my shots anyways, so I just started cutting it out, and then I'll like get closer, or maybe I'll switch to portrait mode, and something that's even like a closer crop too. So that first one, it just made sense. I kind of wanted to show a little bit of like the dock coming in like long ways a little bit, so you can see like some of these posts here, and then like some of the background too. But the background is just, it's not as important. Like you can still tell kind of what's going on, but it doesn't have to be as in focus. Right. So it adds the depth.
Because you have that macro lens, like nothing in the back, and because it's just so focused lighting. Yeah. You know, you're actually stopping down, exposing down. The lights are very bright, so nothing in our studio.
No, you wouldn't even know. You would not know where I was at all, which is part of, like, you're selling the illusion that he's on a dock, and that's your job or my job as a photographer, to show what's in my head and get the viewers to see it that way too.
What I also like is that you're not precious about, like you said, cutting the fat. Like instinctually, if you have an amazing diorama, all these elements, I'm tempted to try to get everything in. Yeah. While you just go closer, 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 closer.
Yeah, I guess it's just like the importance of like, what's your focus? Like, what is the part of the story that you want to tell the most? And really, it's like the diorama is very important, but it's like Popeye was the focus. So it's like Popeye, then that. So it's like, I want to get him where I want. And then I can show, I can start to show more pieces of this as I kind of, compose my shot.
Now, for this second setup, you went portrait orientation. You were going this way, and you set an arrangement of the crates in the back. Was that, like, is this very, very precise, or was that just a loose?
Yeah, it was more like a precise thing. I wanted to be tighter. Obviously, I shot portraits, so I was closer, and it was more focused on just like his movement. It was as if he's coming off the dock, kind of he's walking that way. So I really wanted to just kind of focus on him and like the direction he was going. So this was kind of like an after the fact, but I still wanted you to be able to see this to kind of show that it's like, okay, he's coming off of like, shipping yard or something, and now he's going to do work or something. And with the raincoat, obviously, you got to do the rain, so I had to add that effect in there as well to kind of just top it off.
That is so cool. Thank you once again for having us along on this journey for this photo session. You out there can also follow Johnny on Instagram. We'll have all the info and details below. But thanks for sharing all these things. We'll have also links to your friends as well who make these products, from the clothing
CJ,
to the sets.
Terrafoamer, very talented artist.
And we'd love to see your photos out there as well. I know a lot of people from our past videos are coming out of the woodworks. They're all toy photographers.
It's been really awesome. I've been getting a lot of messages, people saying, oh, I didn't know about this, and like I saw you on Tested, I'm inspired. So it's really cool to hear that, and in turn see that as well.
Yeah, you're an inspiration to us. So thank you once again, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.